Hey, what's up and welcome, and this is my video about Exhale, the kick and bass line. How do I find my kick drums? How do I process my bass lines? Yeah, let's get right into it. How I choose my kick drums. At first I look if there are any weird noises in there or some distortion I can hear. And I also look on the waveform if there are any weird bumps in there or the waveform isn't stable. I don't need to compress it. I don't need to use a transient shaper or anything else. I can just put one EQ on it and then it's done. So it sounds like that. Pretty straightforward. We have here an endless mile. This is for the part for the breakdown, and then Simplon, it's also for the breakdown. And yeah, then we have the bass line on its own. So let's see how that sounds. So that's my sub bass under it. Sausage right now for a little bit saturation, an equalizer, just to give the other bass lines a little bit more room. Simplon again for filtering effects, and kickstart for the side chaining. And then we come to the top bass line. It plays the same MIDI as the other one, the sub bass line. So yeah, this bass line gives a little bit more groove. And you don't see any side chaining on the channel itself. It's all on the bus. You see also the sub bass is excluded from this bus, because on this bus I have a crazy amount of automations on there, just because I want to get the most out of my bass line, because it's so static. I want to have the most movement. And then I got a little bass on top of it. It doesn't play any note which the other two bass lines play, but it's there almost more for the groove and just to have like a new element in there. So it sounds pretty simple, not so groovy on its own, but if you combine it with the other bass lines and with the kick drum, you will understand that it gives more groove, more energy to the whole track. I put a Maserati JTE on it just to give it more grit, and Bloom from Ook Sound, very good plugin. It just enhances all the frequencies, which are nice. Phase distortion just to give it some more grit, and also I made some automations with this one, and again an equalizer just to close it off. So what's on my bus for my basses? We have here an EQ by Pulsar Modular. It sounds fantastic. It sounds really amazing. It's an analog modeled equalizer after an API channel. And then we have here an imager. It dips down the high end a little bit because it was too stereo heavy. We have a saturator just to give my bassline a little bit more grit. Then Notron exciter. Then we have a Moog filter. It's a plugin by Universal Audio, and it also helps me to create some more texture while I'm making automations. Then we have a Rift by Minimal Audio, crazy plugin. It's like synthesis on saturation basically. Dope plugin. Then we have Endless Smile and Simplon, which help me to make my automations even more cleaner. And then we have here my sidechain again, and we can listen to it when it comes up. Here the most automations on there. So this is basically it. And yeah, I try to focus as much on the best sound possible. I try to have a really clean sub bass, cut it on the right frequency, don't mess with it too much. You don't see any compression on there because I don't think it's needed. It sounds pretty stable. It sounds pretty good in my studio. That's what I'm going for. And the main role takes the kick drum, obviously, together with the sub bass. And yeah, this is how I made the bass line of my release Exhale. I hope you enjoyed it.